My name is Sherri Torres, and I'm here at Loop's Yard Store in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Today I'd like to give you a quick tutorial on how to do a quick and easy single crochet hat using Schachenmayr Bravo Big yarn. Your hat will look something like this. To start your Y Mountain hat, first you need the proper tools. You need a size N or a P crochet hook. Today I'm using a size N crochet hook. You'll need your scissors, and you will need a large-eyed tapestry needle for weaving in your ends. You need to begin with a slip knot. An easy way to make a slip knot is to take the tail of your yarn, pass it over the working strand of your yarn. The working strand is what leads to the ball. Take the working strand and pass it through the loop. Just grab and pull, and you now have a slip knot. Always make sure the working strand is what slides through your slip knot. You're going to begin by making a chain of 21. We want 21 because we need 20 stitches, and you always skip the first stitch, this first chain, whenever you're making single crochet stitches. Now that you have your chain of 21, you're going to go to the second chain from your hook. You're going to insert your hook under the top leg of that chain. Put your hook under so that it just catches right here and pulls that yarn back on through. Then you just yarn over the hook, back to front, always coming towards yourself, and pull through the other two loops. Once you get your first completed single crochet, you do the rest of the chain in the same way. Insert your hook into the second one, yarn over, pull back through, yarn over again, pull through the two loops on your hook. You now have 2 single crochets. Do that all the way to the end of the row until you have 20 single crochets, and then we will chain 1 and turn. Now that you've completed 20 single crochets, you're going to chain 1 and turn. Make 1 chain stitch at the end of your row and turn the work. We're going to do this entire hat in the back loop only of the stitch. That produces this really fun and cute rib pattern. Just insert your hook into one leg only of the stitch. If you look at each stitch, you'll see that it looks like a series of V's that look just like your chain. You're going to just grab that back leg of the V, yarn over and pull through, and create each single crochet in that back loop only, and it creates a really nice pattern for your hat. Okay, now I have completed 24 rows of single crochet in the back loop only because I want an adult size hat. 24 rows is a pretty good size for an adult size hat. If you see the rib stitch pattern in the single crochet, see how nice and stretchy that is? So this is a really very versatile pattern. Once you've completed your final row, you're going to go ahead and chain 1 and turn just like normal. And then to join your hat together, you're going to take the side that you started with and your completed edge, and you're going to hold them together, and you're going to connect them with a slip stitch, stitch for stitch, all the way to the end of the row. You just insert your hook into the back leg only again, just like we did before. But you're also going to insert your hook into the corresponding stitch on the beginning row. You're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook at the same time. That creates a slip stitch. We're going to slip stitch all the way to the end of this row, stitch for stitch. At this point, I should remind you that as you're crocheting, it is important to count your stitches. We started with 20 stitches, and we should end up with 20 stitches. That way we are ensured that our stitches are going to match up when it's time to sew it together. If you're working on your rectangle and you find that you don't have 20 stitches, you have 21 or 19, go back a few rows and find out where you added one or dropped one. And then go ahead and fix that, because it's a lot better to have a hat that's nice and even. Now that we have our hat seamed, we're going to go ahead and cut this yarn, leaving about a 24-inch tail. I'm going to pull out the tail. We're going to take our tapestry needle, put that yarn in the tapestry needle. Sometimes it's a little splitty, but you just got to work with it a little bit. Get that yarn in there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to weave in and out right through the end of this hat to create a drawstring. We're going to use that drawstring to cinch the end of the hat, which makes the top of the hat. It's good to go in and out, and it's not real precise where to place the stitch, just as long as it's in there at the top. It doesn't have to be in a particular spot, because our hat is now inside out. So this part is going to be on the inside of the hat, and nobody will ever see it. So it doesn't have to look perfect. We've now made it back to the place where we started. I'm just going to pull that real tight. I'm going to do a couple of quick little whip stitches just to hold that in place so that it stays tight. At this point, you can cut your yarn and weave in your ends. Turn the hat right side out. Flip up your brim, and you now have your very first My Mountain hat. For this pattern and more free Schachenmayr My Mountain patterns, go to loopsknitting.com. Thank you very much.